We're Will and Jen. Last week, we visited the South Carolina Aquarium in Charleston, where we saw some interesting fish.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a creepy looking fish.
Baby alligators, dolphins, and even stingrays. This week, we make it to Orlando and stay at the Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort for the first time. Follow along as we explore the campground and spend a day in Magic Kingdom.
Alright, so we are all hooked up and we are about to head out and leave this beautiful campground. I'll make sure to put a link to it down below, so if you guys are coming to Charleston, it's definitely a nice option. It's like very peaceful and quiet, and the campsites are really big. But we are about to jump on the road and start the 5.5-hour drive down to Orlando. Good morning, everybody. So the whole reason we had to come down to Florida was pretty much to work the Tampa RV show. So that starts in just a few days, but we wanted to give ourselves like a couple extra days to get down here, just to kind of, you know, give ourselves some buffer room. This is a new RV. We're kind of doing the shakedown, and so we decided to come to Orlando first. We actually had to pick Will's sister Kati up from the airport in Orlando. You may have seen she was with us in Aruba a couple weeks ago. How's that pistachio, Kati?
Dive for.
So she stayed in Aruba longer, and then she flew into Orlando. So we already had to come to Orlando to pick her up. So we thought, well, if we're already going to Orlando, why not try to hit Disney World? So we were able to snag a last minute spot at Fort Wilderness, which is like the main campground here in the Disney World resort system, and it's probably one of the most popular campgrounds in the country. I'm super excited to be here, and it makes it really easy to get to the park. So tomorrow we're going to actually check out Magic Kingdom, which I've been to once, but Will and Kati have not been to it yet, so I think they're going to have a great time. I'm very, very excited to be here, and I think it'll be a nice way to kind of like relax a little bit before the craziness of the Tampa RV show starts. Hi, Kakubia. Stay. Come on, let's go in. Look who it is, everybody. Kati.
I'm so popping a pimple.
I was telling them already that you just came from Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy Aruba? I know, you're all tan.
I am, finally. I was getting white.
But see, everyone else in the family had to go from Aruba to Baltimore, where it's like extremely
20
cold.
degrees out there.
So you're getting like a nicer transition in temperature.
It's like 80 to 70.
Yeah.
And they got like
Not bad
80
at
to
all.
20, 30.
Right. So Kati is here because she's helping us work the Tampa RV show. You help us work a lot of the shows now, like the big shows, so you kind of like sell stickers and help out with stuff. So you're gonna be with us like for like almost 2 weeks, right?
Yep, and then I go back to school.
Yay. Back to school.
Yay.
What do you go to school for?
I'm going to computer science.
Getting your second bachelor's degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's going to UMD, where I went to school for a couple of years.
Heck
So
yeah.
we're gonna take the doggies for a walk. Will's still kind of like getting ready because we've had a very like long and stressful and tiring like couple days getting the RV, well, leaving Aruba, getting the RV out so quickly, and then yesterday we had some tire fiascos and everything, which really delayed our trip from Charleston. So we were pretty exhausted. I slept until like 10 today, which felt pretty late, but I think I needed the sleep. So we kind of gave ourselves like just a free day here at Fort Wilderness because we want to like explore the park a little bit. And then tomorrow we're gonna go to Magic Kingdom. So you know in life when like something comes out of your mouth and then as soon as you say it you realize that's not what you meant and you shouldn't have said it. So like we just passed these like older people, this older couple, and we had already passed them walking before, like a while back, and then we just passed them again and they're like, oh hey, we've seen you guys, and I'm like, yeah, we lapped you. That's not what I meant. You're slow. We're faster than you. I felt so bad. I'm like, that's not what I meant. So Fort Wilderness is a 750-acre campground, and it has at least 847 campsites. It might be more now, ranging from like 25 feet to up to like over 40 feet. And they also have cabins available to rent if you don't have an RV. The campground's pretty cool because it is called Fort Wilderness, and it's like nestled in like this cypress forest. So they have a ton of activities for adults and kids to do. It's definitely more, I would say, kid, like family oriented, but even if you're just like a couple and you don't have kids, I still think it's fun. Today's our Disney day!
Yay!
So we're on our way to Magic Kingdom. Our intention this morning was to get up and try to be there by the time the park opened, because that's like usually the best plan to get the things before the lines start backing up. But it was just hard like getting 3 people ready in an RV, honestly. So we were going to like there's a boat that can take you from Fort Wilderness to Magic Kingdom, and we were gonna do that. But honestly, there was no place to park near the marina, so we'd have to walk from one side of the campground to another, which would have just taken a really, really long time because the campground is so big. So we're actually just driving to Magic Kingdom, and we're just gonna pay to park for the day. I looked it up, and like after the new year until like President's Day, it's like pretty slow at the Disney parks. It's like non-peak time, so I'm like hoping that it's still not like that busy and we don't have to wait too long, but we'll see.
I don't think so though, because we tried to extend Fort Wilderness by 1 day and it was all sold out completely.
Very unfortunate.
It really is.
A series of unfortunate events. There's already long wait times for the rides, but I think we're gonna go to Space Mountain first, because I've been here once before and I think Space Mountain is like the coolest ride here. So we're gonna go and do that. The wait's like 15 minutes right now, which is like honestly probably not terrible. So I'm gonna go do that first, and then we'll see where the day gets us. It gets worse. It gets worse. So what'd you guys think of Space Mountain?
That was pretty cool.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's like weird though, because it's completely in the dark, so like you don't know when you're gonna turn.
Right.
So it kind of makes you feel sick, and I like weirdly am afraid of being decapitated.
Like you don't want to put your hands up or anything.
Right, you're like, I don't know how far above my head things are.
Because you can barely see.
This is gonna be really hard for you to sit, I bet.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
You
You're not
okay?
even gonna be able to spin the wheel.
You okay?
This is for children.
I'm a baby.
I'm a baby. I don't know if we're gonna be able to spin the wheel.
I'm spinning.
I feel like this is like the most classic Magic Kingdom ride.
Right. Help me spin, guys. We're gonna need a basket.
Okay, you're making me sick.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, I think we're spending more than like anybody else.
You make you spin it? Oh, okay.
The concentration. Oh!
Just look down and feel sick.
Keep going! Keep going, man! Keep going!
I can't.
I feel weird.
Oh.
I feel wrong. Okay, go, 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 go!
And
Okay, I'll do it. Film me.
You're a weakling.
oh my gosh, stop. I'm gonna get sick. I thought you did too.
All right, well, we bought the Mickey Mouse ears. Why aren't you wearing yours?
Sorry.
Oh my God. Traitor. Paid $30 for these. You better wear them. So we actually are leaving the park right now to go back and let the dogs out and just kind of get a little break, because like the middle of the day is when like the wait times for rides are the worst. So we're taking the ferry boat back to the campground for a little bit, and then we're gonna come back in probably a couple hours, and then hopefully the ride times will be a little bit shorter. Okay, our next ride is Peter Pan's Flight, and honestly I don't know what it entails at all, so it'll be a surprise. It looks like you have like a cart with where you can sit a couple people in. Hopefully we can all sit together.
May I have your attention? Please remain seated. This ride has stopped temporarily and will resume motion at any time. Please remain seated for your own safety.
What the heck, man?
Thank you.
Did you guys hear that? All right, here we go. That's not scary at all. All right, I'm gonna leave an honest review of Peter Pan's Flight. That was probably the worst ride I've ever been on in my entire life.
Why? It's just a little too boring.
Yeah, and you look at the wait time for that. That was like so boring, and there's like people are waiting 70 minutes.
But we did the fast pass. Right?
Yeah, I used my lightning lane on that.
Wow. How do you feel about yourself?
I think we should have gone to Epcot.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of kid rides at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
We actually left Orlando yesterday and came over to Lakeland, Florida, which is like right in between Orlando and Tampa. We just like needed another campground for the night, so we got a little closer to Tampa.
Today we are hooking the RV back up and we're going to the Florida State Fairgrounds, and we did get a camping site there with a couple other people. So we are super excited. We're going to be staying there with a couple of friends for the next week, and we have the Tampa RV show coming up, so we are very excited about that. It's lining up to be a great show. I think we're going to have a blast. Can't wait to meet so many of you, and yeah, we're looking forward to a great show.
So to everyone that we do meet, it was
Yes.
great to meet you. I'm excited for all the new friends we're gonna make during the show.
Yep.
But without further ado, we're gonna put the last slide in.
Yep.
And we're gonna hit the road, and we only have like a 30-minute drive
Yeah.
to the campgrounds, and I just can't wait to see some of our friends that are gonna be there camping
Right.
with us.